Okay, let's look at Cyprus and Portugal and look at the differences between these two programs. First of all, Cyprus has visa-free or visa-free on arrival to 179 countries and territories. Portugal has 189 countries that you can go to, either visa-free or visa-free on arrival. And these are countries and territories. So Portugal does have a better passport as far as the visa-free travel goes, but there are other things that you're going to have to look at. And then I'm going to tell you which passport that I think you're better off in. Some things that you need to know off the bat, they're probably the most important things I'll tell you from experiences that I've had myself. And that is that Cyprus, if you go there, they've got a non-dom period that lasts 17 years. Portugal's got what's called a non-habitual tax regime, which basically is supposed to help on your taxes. I've got other videos. I'm not going to get into that, but it's no more than a tax trap. The problem with it is it's not really a good tax, what I call a tax regime program. It's a tax trap to get you in there, and then after 10 years it ends. And basically it's only giving you tax-free status if you're taxed somewhere else on dividends that you've got. I don't call that really a tax-free program. Cyprus has a lot better tax program across the board. The non-dom status lasts 17 years. They could extend that later, or they might just totally knock it out. But for right now, it's 17 years, which is 7 years longer than Portugal's program. Visa-free travel is a little bit less. It's 10 visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories less than Portugal. But I'm going to tell you the biggest hang-up that you got with Portugal is you're going to have to learn the Portuguese language and pass that proficiency test, and most people are not doing that. What's happening, most people are actually going there to reside. After the time period, they haven't learned the language, they're not getting the passport, and it ends up being a disaster, and then they end up relocating. Okay, Cyprus does not have that requirement. And also in Cyprus, most of the people speak English. Okay, you don't have that in Portugal. Most of the people in Portugal do not speak English. Okay, so these are some things that you're going to have to deal with. Also, the weather is a lot better in Cyprus than it is in Portugal. So these are other things that you're going to think about. My own personal opinion, I'll tell you, I like Cyprus better than Portugal for the reasons I just brought out. Visa-free travel wouldn't make that much difference to me if I know I can get the passport somewhere down the road and you don't have that stumbling block with the language barrier problem. Okay, and again, the weather's a lot better. I'll be honest with you though, I like St. Kitts and Nevis a lot better than either one of them. No income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. English speaking. You don't have this 7-year period or the 17-year period, the 10-year period before the tax program ends, where you got this tax trap. Another problem you got too is both of those countries, Portugal and Cyprus, are EU countries. I've mentioned before, I think that the EU is, I would say 5 years, 10 years off at the most from coming out with a law that's going to be taxing citizens based on their worldwide income, even if you don't live in that country. Okay, just like the U.S. has. Okay, it's an easy way to raise money. These countries are sucking for tax revenue. It's an easy way to come out with taxes. It's just take these wealthy people that are living outside their country of citizenship and immediately start taxing them, and then have an exit tax. But if you're basically sucked in the EU and you just want to go to the EU country, I'm telling you, between the two, I would pick Cyprus over Portugal any day of the week. Another good one is also. I'm not going to get into that since it's not the topic today, is Ireland. But Ireland is a lot more difficult since they've ended the investment regime program to get in. I did separate videos on that. The weather's real bad. It is all English speaking. But if you can deal with the weather and other variables, but it's going to be a lot tougher to get in there. You have to hire a lot of people now with the new programs they've got in there. Very expensive when you have to hire a lot of people. They don't have really attractive programs like Portugal and Cyprus at the current moment. That's why I say I'm comparing Cyprus and Portugal, and I like Cyprus a lot better. Also, folks, if you want to legally get around high income taxes and how to get a second passport as quick as 45 to 60 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. and just ask for some help, and we'd be glad to help you on that. Okay, now let's look at, now Portugal. You might say, well, Tom, I thought Portugal did away with their program. Well, they just done a U-turn. I'm going to go through that with you on this now. Now, Portugal did do a U-turn on their golden visa, but they've changed the way the options work and how you can actually, qualify for the program. Now, Portugal's Socialist Party, which holds the parliamentary majority, has reportedly put forward a proposal to amend the more housing bill that will look to keep the golden visa scheme open. Now, the Socialist Party has made a few changes to the original plan, which is a significant U-turn from their initial idea to scrap the program in February of 2023. Now, the revised proposed includes the investments of real estate nature and capital investment through deposits and similar instruments that will not be eligible for the golden visa. Now, however, the government has proposed to maintain the following investment options. These are the ways that you can actually get into the new proposed program that they've got with Portugal now. What they're wanting to do is scrap the real estate option, which I think is a mistake, but they're doing it. But these are the options that you can get residency there now. Job creation options with or without company creation for a minimum of 10 jobs. And that's going to be pretty costly to hire 10 people, and you got to keep this going, okay, to get that citizenship. Now, investment in scientific research is another option, and that's going to be $458,000 US. Another option is basically going into investment in cultural, artistic areas, which is 250,000 euros. The investment in scientific research, by the way, too, if you go Euro option, it's 500,000. Venture capital funds is another option. That's 500,000 that you can actually invest. Now, you're going to have to look at the investment, determine how liquid it is when you get out, what sort of fees, what sort of rate of return, there is in that. If I had to say which option was better and what they're offering here, I like that one probably better, because at least you're investing your money. The last one is business ventures that maintains or creates 5 jobs. So the other ones are basically just sucking out a lot of your money. Now, the vote on the proposal is expected to be scheduled in the coming days, with indications pointing towards the 19th of July as the likely date. Now, John Westwood, chairman of the Black Tower, said that it's interesting to see that the Portuguese Socialist Party proposing to keep the golden visa program despite initial plans to make significant changes. It seems they have found a middle ground by eliminating real estate and certain capital investments as eligible options. Now, the proposed changes, particularly the elimination of real estate as an eligible investment option, is likely to impact wealth management strategies for individuals seeking to obtain residency through investment. Now, by removing real estate as an investment option for the golden visa, the Portuguese government is likely aiming to address concerns about rising housing prices and the impact on local communities. While this is much needed for the local residents, the emphasis on job creation and investment in scientific or cultural areas in the revised golden visa proposed indicates a potential shift in investment strategies for wealth managers. Now, this may need to assist clients in identifying and evaluate opportunities in these sectors to meet the program's requirements. Now, Jason Porter, who is Business Development Director at Blevins Frank, said that the February announcement to bring an end to the Portuguese golden visa program was purely that an announcement. The lack of any wider explanation or detail meant advisors were left somewhat in the dark. Now, if this rumor proves true, then it appears the program might remain in some shape or form. Now, Patricia Casaburi, Managing Director of Global Citizens Solution, added that I'm pleased to see that the recent revision of the bill proposal, which initially aimed to abolish the Portuguese golden visa program, has now been amended. In essence, the current understanding suggests that the golden visa program will be retained without real estate and investments in instruments like deposits. Instead, the government proposes to maintain the investment, job creation, scientific research, cultural investments, and venture capital funds. This decision signifies the recognition of the immense value this program holds, and there's still much to be explored and harnessed as it continues to bring significant economic benefits to Portugal. Now, Robert Webb, who's a private wealth manager for Portugal at Chase Buchanan, added that the proposed amendment makes perfect sense. One of the main reasons for the initial golden visa abolition was the impact it was having on Portugal's property prices. Removing property is likely to be welcome initially, but still leaves incomers with golden visas on proposed limited choices. though the D2 and D7 visa options are still fully available. The impact on immigration numbers is likely to be small, but there is still a small window open during which golden visa applications can be made during this initial or current conditions. Now, those looking at golden visas must act quickly if they're looking at doing this. Now, the EU crackdown in February 2023, the Irish government approved the closure of the Immigrant Investor Program, also called the IIP, to further applications. But overall, this comes many months after members of the European Parliament overwhelmingly decided to demand a ban on golden passports. Now, the vote, which saw 595 in favor, 12 against, and 74 abstentions, followed commitments by the European Commission, France, Italy, Germany, and the UK, Canada, and the US to limit wealthy Russians with links to the government from accessing golden passports. Now, folks, if you're looking to get these, they're going to be basically the EU wanting to close down these golden visas. The European Parliament deemed citizenship by investment schemes as objectionable as an ethical, legal, and economic point of view, and pose serious security risk. Oh, that's bull crap. It's just incredible, the stuff the EU puts out here. And there are still a handful of EU countries with golden visa schemes such as Malta, but the European Parliament is continuing to crack down on these schemes. And they're trying to cut down, they're trying to basically shut down Malta now. But folks, if you want to learn more on this, and again, let me just tell you, again, not only is Cyprus better on taxes and overall the program's better, but this is the key right here, is Cyprus is its investment limit to go in, you can go on the real estate option there with 300,000 euros. But the overall program is better. The tax program is better. It's just the weather is better there to live. It's to me, I think it's just an all-around program. You can get the passport easier because it's English-speaking country. I would pick that country over Portugal any day of the week. If you want to learn more on this, we help you on both programs. Go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.